Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Leslie here with us. She is actually helping you build your business through creating drawing books. So, Leslie, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, thank you, Tony, so much for having me on. My name is Leslie Wright. I'm the director and founder of Parties by Leslie Event Planning Company. We are based here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I have been in business for 18 years, Tony, which is just wild. We
Wow.
turned 18 in January. And so, in addition to doing weddings and events, I'm also an international best-selling author and a business coach myself. So happy to be here with you. And then I got my boys into business. And so my 15 and my 4-year old are also best selling authors. So we're excited to be here.
Wow. Yeah, totally, totally. So what actually inspired you to start this business?
Yeah, so I have always loved confetti and parties and celebrating God's people, always. Like since I was a little girl, I remember my dad doing these big birthday parties for us, and he truly was my inspiration to just enjoy life. And so we had a good friend walk up to us one day, myself and my former business partner, and they said, "Listen, y'all love this a lot, but you're also good at it. Like you got a knack for it. So, have you ever thought about doing it as a career?" And at the time, wedding and event planning, unless you were a celebrity event planner, it wasn't really taken seriously as an actual occupation. And so we were like, no, we don't charge people for this. We just enjoy hosting. And he was like, I think y'all really need to think about doing this as a business. Right. And then the event planning got me on stages because I was talking about my craft. So I kind of fell into event planning, and then I fell into writing books and coaching others on how to grow their business. So it's been an evolution for sure.
Yeah. Total big evolution. So tell us a little bit more about those stages you're involved in, because this kind of business doesn't sound like something that takes you on stages, but obviously I can imagine how your passion for this actually took you to stages. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so when I first got into the event industry, it really was your event planner was behind the scenes. Your event planner was not asked, how did they come up with these linens or this decor? That was just a phenomenon. And so David Tutera, who actually partnered with Disney, I'll never forget watching him on TV, and he was in the front. He was being interviewed about the industry. And I was like, man, I didn't know we could have a voice. I didn't know anybody cared about the woman behind the curtain or the man behind the catering. Right. And so I literally just started putting myself out there, and I started with women's conferences and church events first. And so people would bring me in to just talk about kind of business 101. And that's how it became an event planner on stage who spoke, who then also wrote books, who then also created products. So one thing begot the next.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. So what's your plan for your business for next 1 year?
Yeah, the plan for the business is to definitely get back into media, which is why we're so glad to be on your show. What a blessing. But I used to really heavily invest in commercials and text messaging campaigns and interviews and the news and all of that. I was really, really engrossed in media when I first got started in my business. And so I would say in the next year, we are trying to get to Essence. I really want to speak at Essence Music Festival. They have business symposiums where they ask regular old business owners like us to come in and do a talk. So that's on my radar. And then we are also preparing to go on tour to talk about our business, being a family business, and how we grew it.
Wow, phenomenal. Okay, and then what actually inspires you about your business?
I think my children are my greatest inspiration, Tony. I lost my mother suddenly last January, and I was
Sorry.
completely baffled. I think I sat in shock for like the first 4 months, just not really grappling with the fact that she would no longer be here. She was my ace. She was on my Mary Kay team. She was a part of my legal team for my event business. She was, just our sound counsel on what to do and how to move in this world as a Christian entrepreneur. How do you be in the world but still set apart? And to lose that was just jolting for all of us. And we were looking for something new and innovative to do to kind of take our minds off of the grief from time to time. And so my children were like, Mom, our books. And so then I got to praying, like, okay, what can we do with the books that we haven't done already? And so, in our grief and in our passion to keep my mother's legacy alive, we started doing coloring books. And we never thought we'd be taken into the coloring book industry, but that's what happened. And then the coloring books birthed our coloring book boxes. And so we are now prepared to go on tour. That's my kids, Tony, the 15 and the 4-year old. And so now we are preparing to go on a 5-city tour starting this spring. They are my inspiration to keep going and to do something with this thing called life.
Totally. Wow. And I'm really sorry to hear about your mother. And
Yeah.
also, how do you help your potential clients build their businesses?
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite subset things to do when I'm not putting events together or on a stage. It really is helping entrepreneurs find their voice. And my anchoring, I was listening to some of your other podcasts and how you've grown businesses to scale and to be more confident. That's kind of your undercurrent, is when you get confident, cash comes. For me, Tony, my undercurrent, my foundation that I help entrepreneurs adjust and identify and even analyze is accountability. So when you book a call with me, we're going to get to the nuts and the bolts of the accountability with your business. Are you really working the hours that you say you're working? Are you connecting with the people that you say you want to really connect with? So I help entrepreneurs get accountable about what God's called them to do. And does their work ethic, right, look like the results they want?
Wow, I love it. I love it. So, if someone wants to actually connect to you, learn more about you, or yeah, find out more about the books, how they can do that?
Yeah, well, all of our books are on Amazon. So just look up Leslie Wright. We pop right up. Jaden Jackson and Joshua Wright. They're all on Amazon. But our website is really cute and small. It's called payhip.com/. P as in pumpkin, B as in boy, L as in lamp, e-store, e-store, and all of the things that we're doing comes up. Everything from our tour, the coloring books, the boxes, how to book a call with me. It's all on there. Or
Okay, brilliant.
Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, Facebook. So we can definitely share those links in the description of this episode. And on top of that, one final question: like, if you can share with their audience, like, if they're thinking about like building their business and they're either feeling stuck or they don't know where to start or things are not going really well, what's the one piece of advice you can share with them, please?
Yes, Tony, the first thing you got to do is get a coach. You got to get somebody who's done it before. And I thank God that when I first started all of these businesses, I sought out a coach, somebody I could bounce ideas off with, but also someone I could trust with the vulnerable side of building a business. You got to get somebody in your corner that on the good days, you can talk about all the great things that are happening, but on the days where you want to give up, right? And it's not fun, that you have someone in your corner that you can get all of that out and then they can help you channel it into something powerful.
Wow.
Get a coach.
Leslie, I couldn't agree more to this. I think having a coach is one of the most profound things someone can do to their business to improve, to get better, to get the accountability, to actually unhide this. Blind angles and all these different things that are sort of
Yes.
invisible when you are stuck in a day-to-day activities, when you are stuck in like getting the next client, delivering the
Yeah.
next deal, doing all these things, like having a coach, having someone from that perspective of like, hey, have you seen this? It's
Right.
just
Yeah, they keep you innovative, they keep you fresh, but they keep you accountable. You
exactly.
said you wanted to be an entrepreneur, prove it. Right.
Yeah.
And I thank God for my coach, Beverly Wathour. Huge shouts out to her in Atlanta, Georgia. She doesn't let me give up. She stays with me until I win.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Leslie, Thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank you all for watching, listening to this episode. If you have any questions for Leslie or me, you can ask them in the comments. And then on top of that, see you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.